What's something you've learned at Oxford? What's something you've learned at Oxford? What's something you've learned at Oxford? So, what's something that you've learned at Oxford?
I have learnt how to talk absolute nonsense about something you don't know very much about.
Oh,
to fill any silence that you need to.
So how exactly do you do that?
You start your sentences and then you just hope that your brain will come up with things to fill the gaps. That's the
You
only
just
thing.
start the sentence and see where it leads to.
Exactly, and then wherever you end up, you pretend like that's exactly where you meant to end up from the beginning.
I think what I'd say is that people lie about how hard they work at both ends of the spectrum. So you get people who lie and say that they do no work, and people who lie and say that they're doing everything. And you don't think?
No, I do think it's just the main thing you've learned at Oxford is that people lie.
Yeah, I'd say that's one of my central observations.
Meaning that basically don't compare yourself to others.
Because I can't pick out one thing from my degree.
Yeah.
Just stay in your own lane and just do as little work as you could do without getting stressed about it. The least amount of work you can do without compromising your own peace of mind is the sweet spot, I think.
Yeah, and then just take everyone's word with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They're always like, oh, I never studied. But they study so much. And they always like, oh, didn't you learn this in high school? I'm like, okay, which high school did you go to? What's something you've learned at Oxford?
To put things into perspective.
Anything can be silly. It can be like a
it can be
lesson.
silly.
Oh, it can be silly. What's something I've learned?
Yeah, like it can be something nerdy.
You go.
Something dirty.
Like nerdy.
Oh.
Not dirty. Well, don't mind if it's a dirty story.
I don't know. What's something we've learned? Yeah, don't shit where you eat. Like.
In what respect?
Else? Literally, don't shit where you eat because you have to clean it up.
Can I sit between you all?
Oh
Yay!
I would say that one of the things I've learned here is that friendship is actually incredibly important, especially in moments where you lose hope or you're very stressed or it feels like life is too much. Turning to your friends and having them guide you or show you things or inspire you has been one of the most sort of powerful things I've learned here. Well, these two have been very great friends, I would say.
Aww.
The warmth of us all.
You've been a good friend too.
Oh, this is very beautiful.
This is way too wholesome. Alright, I haven't gotten your name yet.
I'm Paul.
Paul. So, Paul, what's something you've learned at Oxford?
I learned that British food is terrible.
Oh my god.
我来用20秒的时间介绍一下我的英文线上课程。在聊天说课程，你可以提升你的英文口说，我会教你应对13种关键的沟通情境。那在听力术课程，我会带你从单句听写到长篇听力，最后是理解世界各地的口音，可以系统化的提升音听的实力哦。那在流行语库课程，你会学到超过250个实用的英文俚语，让你融入英文生活圈，讲话更有趣哦。课程的连接都在下面的资讯栏哦。
Can I stand in the middle?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Alright.
But I must warn you, you might not like the answers that you
No.
give.
The fact that you said this, I know I'm gonna like the answers.
We'll see about that.
Alright, so the question is, what's something you've learned at Oxford?
Gabe?
I do languages, I haven't learned anything.
You've done what?
Gabe, you speak up.
I do languages, I haven't learned anything.
So what do you study?
Russian and Persian.
He's got an oral fixation. So, that's why.
Still
But
in that
he's such a handsome young man that he sort of gets away with it, doesn't he? But
I mean,
every day is an adventure, and I see the world through renewed eyes every time I shit before I shower.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I thought it was going to be great, but it turns out to be even greater than anything I could have possibly imagined.
Oh, in what aspect?
The grass is, they say it's green on the other side, but if you look over here, the grass is in fact quite green on this side as well. Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
I knew I was gonna like your answer.
I've learned that I absolutely despise my degree, chemistry.
Really? Are
Yeah.
you, which year are you in?
Second year, women in STEM.
Oh,
Sorry.
light cigarette.
For the record, I'd just like to say that the degree that you do doesn't have an implication on how good or bad you are in bed.
Absolutely.
That's one thing I've learned.
no correlation whatsoever?
Oh, well, that's a big claim.
That is a big question.
Right? There might not be like a causation, but there might be correlation.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I found that, mental health is certainly more important than any of my work itself. I've learned that seeing a lot of people break down. But I think I've also learned a lot about democracy and how politics works, because I do classics, and learning about how democracy came about makes me realize how flawed it is in our current society.
Is it like the importance of democracy, or do you believe in democracy more than before, or are you not sure about it?
I definitely believe in democracy more than before, but
Really?
I definitely recognize the same flaws that they identify in Athens when it began are the same ones that we have today.
Yeah.
More like persuasion than correct ideas, I guess. And learning that was eye-opening, because I tend not to interact with politics.
I love your outfit. Oh,
She's a bit shy, but
yeah.
aren't you, Cookie?
He looks like he's a very prestigious scholar. So what's something you've learned at Oxford?
What you learn at uni is not really like what you learn at lectures, but more like about the experiences you make. If I think back to like the 2.5 years I spent here so far, I like more remember the times I spent like with my friends doing stuff rather than what I actually learned.
I would agree with that. I don't have anything better than that. But then what's something that you've learned in Oxford?
At uni, accepting that things aren't perfect and not trying to put 100% effort into everything, because there's just so much to do and not that much time to do it.
That is so true.
I think you also meet a lot of, as Amelia was saying, you meet a lot of your friends like through the external things that aren't to do with your degree. So like we all are in the same sports team.
Oh, what sports do you play?
Mixed lacrosse.
Oh, wait, what? Mixed
lacrosse.
Mixed lacrosse?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not that familiar
It's quite a
with
niche
it.
one. It's quite a niche one.
You'll have to Google it when you get
Yeah, I'll pop a picture somewhere.
想要轻松复习影片里的英文用法吗？有免费的讲义可以下载哦，快到 lily.english.cool 留下你的 email， 我就会传公开笔记资料夹给你，里面有将近100份精美的影片讲义，而且会持续更新哦。
What's something that you've learned at Oxford?
I feel like history is a bit of a depressing one to learn things about.
You major in history?
Yeah.
What's a sad thing that you learn about humanity?
Just like lots of refugees in a lot of places and lots of wars, unfortunately.
Anything more positive out of your uni life?
Sorry, you've not picked a very good day.
I want to give you a hug. Give you a hug. I was walking around all day just asking people this question. Yeah, and I think like 1/3 of them mentioned friendship.
I think there's like a lot you can learn from being at Oxford, because like everyone around you is so like clever and enthusiastic about what they do. So you kind of learn a lot of kind of random things, or a lot about like just kind of people as like enthusiastic about the things they love, which is quite nice.
Oh yeah. What's something you've learned at Oxford?
I think you learn to not be a perfectionist.
That's a good one.
Because you have so many deadlines, you can't make everything as good as you want it to be.
And way too many choices.
Yeah, you get good at accepting that your stuff's going to be quite bad a lot of the time.
Managing your time as well.
Yeah, that's also a theme.
Sophia's particularly good at that.
I'm really good at balancing a social and work life.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that sarcasm?
Yeah, maybe a tiny bit sarcastic, but no, that's a key thing. So making sure you like don't develop your friendships and your academic life like equally.
Yeah.
And find a balance rather than just letting one dominate.
Anytime you felt a struggle between like social life and work life?
Not really. I think it's important to prioritize kind of just being happy and not, if you're stressed, just kind of don't work. It's not really worth it.
But isn't like not working really stressful?
Yeah, it's kind of a cycle, I guess.
Right? I always feel like not working is the most stressful thing ever.
No, because you'll be fine.
Working's more stressful than work.
Yeah, I agree.
But like when you're not working, you're thinking that, oh shit,
But it just gets done, because like,
Yeah,
if you're stressed, then you'll just do it.
when the stress hits a point.
Yeah, exactly. Then it's just
kind
like
of remove yourself from the whole process.
Yeah.
And you just disassociate from.
You put less emotional.
Yeah.
Words just appear on the screen.
You
put less emotion into it, so it doesn't matter what the outcome is.
Just don't be too attached to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.